Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for another edition of Kelsey's Corner. I'm Kelsey O'Donnell, and welcome to my Sports Corner. We're going to begin and kick things off over in Greenville at D.H. Conley High School, where a unique trio of football players signed to play at the next level at Barton College, but their story was a bit different than the rest. Take a look. Gabe Torriello, Jake Locklear, and Nick Hamilton, football stars and teammates at D.H. Conley High School.
They have worked really hard. Everything they've gotten, they've earned.
Now, future teammates at Barton College.
It's always been a dream of mine since I found out they were opening up a football team, and it's just perfect location, good coaching, just ready to go compete.
I played football with them ever since I was young, so I wouldn't want to change that now.
They will remember February 12th forever. It was signing day for the young athletes who will be a part of Barton College's inaugural football season.
To be, a part of something bigger than myself, the start of their program, that's big. I'm proud to be a part of that.
They weren't the only athletes signing with schools, but for these three Vikings, putting their names on the dotted line is a sign of optimism for a new program.
It's going to be really cool to be a part of the first football program at Barton, and it's just something I can always say I was a part of the first team at Barton.
Now this trio shares another common quality, the pride of being a Bulldog.
It's exciting that all three of them are getting to live out their dreams of playing college football, and they've worked really hard to do it. So it's exciting just to get to see them do that. And then to have three of them at the same place, it'll be a lot of fun from our perspective to go see them play and represent us well at a great up-and-coming school.
Congratulations to the guys on their future athletic careers. Now moving up a level over at ECU, it's home opening weekend where baseball, softball, and lacrosse will all be home this weekend to kick off their 2020 home slate. The baseball team will kick things off on Friday at Clark LeClaire to take on the William and Mary Tribe in a 3-game series. Guys are excited, preparing left and right, hoping for Friday to come even quicker than it already is. Our sports director, Brian Bailey, met with head coach Cliff Godwin earlier this week to see how the game week preparations were going.
Yeah, they're definitely more ready to go. I know they think they've been ready to go for probably 2 weeks, but really this past weekend of scrimmages and this week of practice have been really good practices.
What have you seen this week in practice as far as their mentality and that kind of thing?
Just as a collective unit, that everybody has shown up with a ton of intent, energy, and to execute what they need to execute. Not that they're being perfect, but just being aggressive and having a intentful mindset. And hey, look, we need to get a little bit better every single day.
And Alec Burleson keeps racking up the preseason honors. He's been named to 4 different first-team All-American squads this preseason, and today he was one of 55 players named to the Golden Spikes Award watch list. That award goes to the top amateur baseball player in the country. The Pirates softball team compiled a 2-3 record this past weekend at the Kickin' Chicken Classic in South Carolina, defeating Campbell twice while recording losses to Virginia Tech and Coastal Carolina. The ladies will open up their home slate with the 2020 Pirate Clash, and after a weekend of competing under their belt, the ECU softball team will welcome DePaul, George Washington, and Hampton this weekend. During the 10-day event, East Carolina will face Hampton once while competing with DePaul and GW twice. And the ladies lacrosse team will play their first game inside Johnson Stadium after dropping to Furman on Friday and racing past Presbyterian this past Sunday. Now on Saturday, the Pirates will host Wofford College for Game 3 of their 2020 season. Nicole Leager quickly jumped to the top of their leaderboard with 6 goals and 3 assists, a total of 9 points in 2 games. And the next closest Pirates, Megan Triniski and Mackle Schultes, with 5 points apiece. Good luck to all of the Pirates competing this weekend. And over on the racetrack, it's almost time for the Great American Race at Daytona 500.
There is no other race like it in NASCAR, and the Daytona 500 makes drivers compete just to earn a place to start on Sunday. So they'll line up half the field and race 60 laps. Then the other half will do the same.
I like the duels. I think it certainly gives an opportunity for your, cars that aren't locked in a chance to race their way in.
It builds the excitement for the race. The Clash builds it, the duel, and then you go into Sunday, and it's like there's no more, this is it.
Now, there is another reason the duels are important. Today is the first day teams have worked on their cars since last Sunday. They've literally been locked up in the garage by rule. And the duels will give us a hint at which cars can lead the pack at critical moments during the Daytona 500.
when you win the duels and you run up front, everybody else that you're racing against knows going into the Daytona 500 that you have a good car, and you have a fast car, and they're more willing and apt to work with you.
All right, and to wrap up this week's edition of Kelsey's Corner, I'd like to end with a feel-good story. So we're going to toss it over to a boy in Canby, Indiana. Just like every ball field, this one in Canby has bleachers, a home plate, even a concession stand. But there's one thing it's missing: a scoreboard. 17-year-old Caleb Disney is a part of the League of Miracles. The whole purpose of the league is to give kids with special needs a place to play ball. He's been with the league since it started, and since he's had his eyes out on the outfield because he loves scoreboards. Now, over the weekend, this 17-year-old, along with some other really good friends, held a one-day auction on Facebook to raise money for the board, and that goal was reached. They will now have a scoreboard installed.
I want to use it. It's the League of Miracles scoreboard, but in my heart, it'll always be Caleb's scoreboard. And it'll always be a reminder of what great things our community is capable of.
And this ball player who loves numbers is a reminder that all it takes is one person to inspire others to make a difference on and off the field. That will do it for this week's edition of Kelsey's Corner. We'll see you next week, same place, same time, right here in my corner. Thanks for watching.